I'm so excited for this topic today because I'm going to be showing you specific seduction secrets that not only impact and excel your masculine energy, but this makes women 100% gravitate towards you. And when women gravitate towards you, it makes your dating life way easier and it makes it way more fun. And for most guys, dating is not fun in any way, shape, or form. Okay? The reason why you need this video is because these are the playful, soft skills that win over a woman's heart. And I'm gonna tell you this, you can make the most amount of money in the world, you can be the most stoic dude in the world, you can be ultra masculine. Okay, if you can't open up a woman the right way in these, specific ways and frameworks that I'm going to show you to get her not only emotionally invested, but actually like you on a deep human to human level, it's going to be very hard to keep a woman consistently. Therefore, when I show you these on my whiteboard today, you're going to drastically love them. Now, after this video is over, be sure to check out the MBT webinar below in the description so you can get results like James. James says, my girl is all lovey-dovey now and women tend to gravitate towards me. Crazy how this mindset shift has been done. And I go, love to hear that, man. Job well done. If you want results from MBT, masculine behavioral techniques, just like James, go down below after this video, check that out. You're going to love the presentation that I made for you. Let's flip the screen and let's dive in. All right, we're going to dive in and we're going to call this Seduction 101. Those of you who've been single for a long time and maybe you want a girlfriend, these are going to be the 5 seduction secrets that I've used for so many years and that tons of guys that I've worked with have used that have totally impacted their life to have a really good dating life. These seduction secrets are going to help you win over the heart of virtually any woman. And you will be able to win women over even if, other guys are maybe in her inbox, even if other guys are, higher value, whatever. This is going to make her like you on a deep man-to-woman level and increase your masculine energy. So the very first seduction secret is your ability to sit in the presence of the woman and be fully present. Okay, this is the first element of being a seductive man that is great with women. You have to make your attention like a drug. Okay, women right now have lots of attention. How do women get attention? Well, they have social media, they have guys in their inbox, they have guys hitting on them when they are, out and about in public or at, going out with their girlfriends on a Friday or Saturday night. Because of that, how do you win over her attention to make it so that way your attention is more valuable? Well, you have to make it like a drug. That means you're fully present. When you're fully present in the eyes of a woman, right, and you're fully right there in front of her, invested in that interaction, that right there is so powerful. So to do this, one of the steps that you want to adapt is to never, and I mean never, be on your cell phone, okay? Turn off all notifications, turn it on silent, right? Try your absolute best to not allow any distraction. The reason is because when you have to break that focus, what's going to happen is she's going to break that focus. And now she's not focused on you. She's going to find something to occupy herself with over that next 30 seconds. It's going to kill the vibe and kill the tension. So another thing with this, never, and I mean never, publicize the vibe or the mood. What I mean by that is you will see lots of men, what they're going to do is they're going to publicize the women that they're hanging out with, whether that be on Facebook, whether that be on Instagram, whether that taking stories, okay, and posting them up. That right there is going to be ego fulfillment. In the short term, that might boost your self-esteem or satisfaction. In the long term, this is going to register as insecurity. Never do this. Be fully present. When you speak with a woman, okay, make sure you're making good eye contact. When you're in front of her, be captivating, okay, and have more of a, laid back personality where she can come into your frame. These things are huge. Now, what goes in with this is giving some aloofness, okay, staying aloof, okay, or adding some mystery and some intrigue by never planning future dates while you're on one. One of the biggest mistakes that kills the vibe that guys make is when they're on a date, the way that they take themselves out of being fully present is they're already future pacing future plans when they're already right there with her, okay? You need to exit these interactions without her knowing when she's going to get to see you next. You have a cell phone, you're going to use it in the future on your terms, okay, once both of you are free to set something up. But right here, okay, never, and I mean never, start to plan interesting adventures or dates when you're already with her. This takes her out of the present, it puts her into the future. You're going to look needy and you're going to look like you're overly invested because you're already trying to see her again. This is the first and most powerful way to be a seductive man, is being fully present and in the zone. Okay, Once you've adapted this is a quick one and an easy one to internalize. What do you have to do next? Well, next what you're going to have to do is you're going to start to notice things about her, okay? This is why I advise all of you to stop lusting after women, and what you really want to do is fall in love with not just her beauty, you want to fall in love with who she is as a person. And the reason being is because when you do this, you can now complement, okay, the behavior that you enjoy out of her. Do you understand how powerful this is to a woman? Especially a beautiful woman. A beautiful woman routinely will probably get compliments on her looks. Okay, if you're a guy who genuinely likes something that she does or something that she's interested in, you can vocalize it and you can express it. So, backup point to this. Make sure this is real and this is authentic. This will affect your delivery. Do not just copy paste these into your dating life to get some quick result. Actually screen women that you're interested in to see if they mesh with your life. The second seduction secret is to complement behavior that you enjoy. This is why you have to be fully present. If you're not fully present, virtually impossible to notice things about her mood, okay, her vibe, and not only that, the things she does. So if she has certain personality traits, okay, maybe she has a certain style or a certain vibe or a certain swagger about her with what she wears, the things that she does, things that she's interested in, you want to complement those behaviors. Okay, I understand there's probably a lot of people online that tell you to never compliment women. That's total BS. If you never pay a woman a compliment, she's going to be wondering why you're even sitting there entertaining time with her after a few dates. She's going to be like, it's going to just not make sense. If you're going to invest time in with a woman, eventually she's going to know that you like her. If you don't do this, it's going to look weird. So notice things that she does. You want to notice her attitude. Okay? The reason why you want to do this is because women thrive off of praise. When I say women thrive off of praise, if you don't praise a woman's behavior for the positive things that she does for you, or when she interjects things into your life, number one, it's going to make her feel like it went unnoticed, okay? But not only that, number two, she needs positive reassurance of the behavior that you like to keep you pleased. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Women love, and I mean absolutely love, when their man is pleased and taken care of. Since women are natural givers, and since women are naturally nurturing at heart, like women are naturally, like if you see how women are with children and stuff, they're naturally nurturing at heart. Women thrive off of praise. When she's pleasing you, she feels very feminine. And I'm not just talking about in the bedroom. I'm talking about the attitude that she brings, maybe the meal that she makes with you or cooks for you, any little thing that she does. Make sure it doesn't go unnoticed, okay? This is why women love words of affirmation. If you notice the quotes women put up on social media, if you notice the quotes women put up on blogs, if you notice the quotes women will go put up on Pinterest or post on their Instagram story, they thrive off of words. Your words will not be seductive unless you are fully present and you complement the behavior that you enjoy. I'll tell you this, the only time you want to compliment maybe like physique or beauty is if it is in the bedroom. And if it is escalated to the point where there's intimacy, and potentially like you guys are having maybe like sex could happen, that is when you can start to up it a little bit and go towards this angle. But when she's in front of you having just normal interaction, complement the behavior that you enjoy. Extremely powerful. Now, here's why else this is powerful. When she doesn't display this behavior, she's going to notice she doesn't get any compliments, which makes sense. Most guys don't do this. Most guys, what they do, since they never directly express what they're wanting out of a woman, what happens is that she senses that he will tolerate anything. If you tolerate anything, she'll give you any behavior instead of the behavior that you actually enjoy. This is why what happens is when she knows what you like, if she intends to keep on pleasing you and making sure that you are invested in her in a man-to-woman standpoint, she's going to want to keep delivering that behavior to not have a negative reaction, and so she can keep receiving those compliments. So that's number two. Okay, number three, this is super secret. This is powerful. Not a lot of guys do this. Plant ideas of total safety and total abundance. Okay, read that again. Plant ideas of total safety and total abundance. Why on earth would you want to do this? Well, I'm going to show you, okay? When you have ideas of safety with a woman, it looks like if she was at risk, she can still depend on you because you're going to keep her protected. This is very, very powerful. So say, like, if you do, like, I'll give you an example. Like, where I live, there's, like, we live very close to the Missouri River, okay? So there's tons of boats, there's tons of jet skis. I have a jet ski. For example, let's say we're gonna go really fast and hit a wave, go 50, 60 miles an hour, and she's scared. If you were to say something like, don't worry, you're safe with me, or we're fine, or I got you, okay? This is so small. It's so subtle, but this is so powerful. Because it looks like you're the leader and you're in charge of that interaction and that adventure that you're taking her on, and it looks like you're putting her well-being first. You're keeping her safe. This is so powerful. So read this again. Number 3, seduction secret number 3. Plant ideas of total safety and total abundance. We haven't covered the abundance yet, but we are going to get to it in a bit, but we have to focus on safety for a second, okay? Safety is so important. This is why a woman knows that you have to be able to physically protect. This is why a woman has to know that you are strong. This is why a woman has to know that if something were to happen, you're going to keep her safe. If anybody were to do anything to her, okay, or like anything like scary or bad, you're going to protect her. Very, very important. When you're on a date, what you want to do is you want to take it beyond just meeting up. You want to literally make this a total experience, a massive experience. And you make this a massive experience not only by being a captivating man and a captivating individual and being confident, but you're going to want to start to do things that trigger masculine protection. So I'm going to talk about protecting and providing for a quick second here, okay? When I say protecting, safety, this is why I would say something like, you're fine, okay? Or you're with me, we're fine. I would say this because this is what I truly believe. Like, if I'm with a woman, I'm going to keep her protected. That's just who I am. So make sure you're not using these as false misrepresentations of who you are. Make sure you become these things. Keep it congruent with who you are. So if you're on a date, what's a way that you can show that you can provide? One of the things that I like to do, not only because I love food, okay, but I like leftovers, and it's just like, I think it's cool and fun to order a lot of stuff, is you want to order, or I like to order tons of food. So when you order tons of food, like if you were to sit down on a date with a girl, or if you guys were to go get something, maybe you're getting takeout, you guys open up the menu, you look at it, you say, baby, whatever you want, it's yours. Right, what does that do? Well, it's going to trigger, he's able to provide, he's able to spend a good amount of money on food. Well, if this was hunter-gatherer days from thousands of years ago, a man who brought back food was powerful, or a man who brought back food was a good bet for her survival. You want to trigger these elements. And I know that this sounds crazy or cheesy, but hear me out for a second. You want to spend a good amount of money, okay? Especially women who you see often. Do not be stingy on dates. Don't be stingy on dates, because when you are able to not only buy food, pay for her meal, make sure she does not spend a single penny. Like, if you want to be the leader and you want to be looked at as the protector and the provider, do not ever let her pay for a single penny of the date. Be like, baby, I got this. Baby, it's on me. Baby, whatever you want, I got you. Baby, we're going to have a great experience. What's the difference between a high value man who does this versus a low value man? A low value man will do this even if the woman isn't investing in them intimately, even if the woman is giving them poor behavior and being negative, or playing games and being in a bad mood. A low value guy is still going to chase and pursue that and invest in that. That is not what I'm saying to do. What I'm saying to do is women who are investing in your life on an intimate level, you treat them good like this. Okay, and what it does is it positions you as a masculine role model, okay, that they like being beside. So spend a good amount of money on your date. Make sure there's plenty of food. When I'm talking, if you want to order 3-4 meals, order 3-4 meals. This triggers protection. This triggers, money and resources because you can afford the meals. This triggers providing because now she sees a large amount of food, calories in front of her. I know that you think that this, when I get to point number 4 and 5 here in a second, this will make even deeper sense. This is a cheat code. This will light her up. She will feel good when she sees you. And if she makes any comment like, oh, that's a lot of money, or oh, you shouldn't spend that much money, okay? You can say something like this. I've even said this too, because this needs to be the truth with how you live. When I say total abundance, I would say something like this. I go, listen, if this $70 on food makes me go broke, we had bigger problems long before that I didn't take care of it. We got bigger problems here than $70. And that's so true. If you go on 2 dates a month, or 2, 3, 4 dates a month, if you can't afford $300 to $500 on dates and just good experiences with women, truthfully, you shouldn't be dating. Okay, dating, and especially if you want a girlfriend in a monogamous, committed relationship, this is 100% for men who can afford to be at that level, which is so important. So, Let's go into the next point, okay? The next point is extremely powerful too, because this is one thing most guys don't do, is they leave too much room for error and too much guesswork. And here's what you can realize. If you don't tell a woman exactly what you want, she is never, ever, ever going to just know. Now, 1 second here. Keep in mind this aspect of spending a good amount of money on a date. I'm going to tie this back into point number 5 here in just a couple seconds. So stay with me until the end, because you're going to see how you can use even like combo stacks with your seduction to make this even better. However, before we have to tie in number 4, expressing directly what you want. This is the 4th seduction secret that majority of men don't do. When you're willing to communicate in a direct masculine format, especially when intimacy were to occur, when the bedroom was about to happen, okay, if you say something like, you know what would be so hot? She's gonna go, what? Right, notice you didn't just tell her straight up. You asked her, you said, do you know what would be so hot? Now you have a chance. She's gonna say, what? If you say, oh, never mind, all of a sudden she's gonna say, no, tell me. Okay, you can see how you can play around a little bit and you can have a flirtatious interaction. Then you can express directly what you want. This is something that might turn her on. What you're trying to do when you express what you want out of a woman is you want her mind to wander just a little bit. You're creating mystery and you're creating intrigue. So to do this, what you're really doing is you're getting her to follow your lead. How do you get her to follow your lead? If you're on a date, if she's at your house, if you are just having an interaction with her, if you guys are going on an adventure, it doesn't matter. She must follow your lead. If you're going to go somewhere with her, let's say you want to show her something in your house. You take her hand, you go from one room to a different room. Okay, or you guys are out on a walk, you could take her hand. That's step 1. Take her hand. Get her to follow your lead. If you're going somewhere, take her with you. I don't care where you're at. If you're going to show her something or demonstrate something, get her to follow your lead and follow behind you. Take her hand. She will like this. The second way that you get a woman to follow your lead is by actually directing her. Okay, giving exact stipulations of things that you want done. For example, number 3, if you said, I need help with, can you help me with? Hey, I would like your assistance with. I told you earlier, women are naturally pleasing and women naturally get pleasure watching or seeing that they know they can keep their man pleased. Women are natural helpers. You want to make sure you can include her in this. So why am I telling you this? Because most guys have really jaded and poor experiences with women. And I wholeheartedly and fundamentally believe that women add so much value like to a man's life, and women are like actually fun to be around. Therefore, if you can make dating fun and actually a flirtatious interaction the whole time A through Z that you want, you're gonna have a way better life. So tell her things you want her to help you with. She's gonna like this. You now created a mini date while you're even on a date. This is super key. Number 4, the 4th way you can get her to actually follow your lead. If you said things like, you're going to do X, well, I'm going to do Y, she's going to like this. It looks like you're a leader of a situation. Okay, if you guys are going rock climbing, you say, hey, you're going to go grab this rope while I grab the harness. Okay, and she's gonna say, okay, she's gonna go do that, you do that, right? You're the leader, you are directing her, you're leading her. And last but not least, words of affirmation. This is especially for, okay, women who you're seeing consistently. When you start to say things like good babe or good baby, right? I know that sounds cheesy, especially for me to say to the camera. Women like to hear this because women like to feel safe, okay? If you're this like strong, you know, potentially like aggressive man, kicking ass in life, hustling, making money, all this good stuff, to some degree, a woman is still going to want you to be tender with her. And what that means is it's like you're this like strong guy and you're like so rough around the edges, but with her, it's like you have a specific soft spot for her. This is really important. It doesn't mean you go weak. It doesn't mean you tolerate bad behavior. It doesn't mean you're not willing to walk away if she starts to act up. But what it does mean is that you make her feel safe. So when you say things like good babe, okay, or when she does something that you like, okay, you can express that. Those little words like that are so powerful. And last but not least, okay, I told you to stay with me for point number 5 so I can explain to you how powerful things like pleasure and good food and good experiences are. The 5th way that is a massive seduction secret to win with women is through innocent play flirting. Okay, here's what innocent play flirting is. What that means is you're keeping almost a puppy love vibe 24/7 when you're with a girl. Women don't really like to talk about anything super serious. Women definitely don't like anything that could potentially start an argument, and women definitely don't like anything that lowers the vibe or kills the mood. Therefore, most guys I'm gonna tell you this, the corporate guys, the 9 to 5 guys, the guys who are very professional and very polite, you're going to have to deprofessionalize. I'm not saying you have to act like a total frat boy, but women like when you say, indulge, or do fun, stupid shit. If you're gonna pull a girl in and you're gonna kiss her and you're gonna start making out with her, right? A guy who's super stuck in his head is going to hold that frame the whole time and realize that and make it think like he can't let up. Not good. If you're to kiss her, right, and you guys are making out for a few seconds, and then you look back at her and you smile and you say, why do you keep kissing me? Right? Some of you might think that's cheesy. Okay, it doesn't matter. That might not be your style of game. For a different guy, you might think that meshes perfectly with you. That push-pull, innocent, puppy love feel is going to give an element of play flirting. Women like this. You have to be able to do this at any age, any income level. I don't care if you're a billionaire. I don't care if you're living in the corporate world and you've been crushing it for 20 years and you tell yourself you're this big professional that has to act a certain way. I don't care if you have a public or persona image you feel like you have to keep up. When you're with a woman, you have to make her feel like a kid at heart. And a kid at heart would drift through life and do fun stuff. If you can give that element, it's like you are now her escape, her sweet escape from the real world. If she has a work life that's hectic or chaotic, you're pulling her out of that. Which leads me to this point regarding play flirting. You need to be a source of good pleasure. Now I'm going to explain to you why food and drinks and stuff like that is so important and having things in abundance. Women like to watch a man like eat and consume, especially if you can share a good experience with her that involves good food and stuff like that. So what I call this, I put this in blue. You're going to want to combo stack dopamine. What does combo stacking dopamine mean? Okay, this means you're a source of good pleasure. If you're around a woman and you got excess food and it tastes good that she can nibble on, you got snacks, right? What is a combination of? It's a combination of salt, probably carbohydrates, sugar. Okay, if you guys have alcohol, maybe you each have a glass of wine. I know that this sounds crazy and funny, but the pleasure in her brain, like you got all this dopamine popping off from this good food. You introduce like, potentially like sex into the mix, or you introduce some sort of kissing or play flirting. Do you understand like how good of an experience she's going to have? It's like she's comfortable, she's relaxed. There's snacks if she needs it, okay? It tastes good. You're having lighthearted play flirting, puppy love back and forth. I call this combo stacking dopamine because the emotions that she's getting from that experience, the benefit with this is you're the guy who's associated with it. You're the man who's right in front of her. Since you're the man who's right in front of her, she's going to associate these good feelings with you since you're the one who created it. Naturally, that brings me to my point down here. You are the leader. So when you can do these things, do you see how powerful this is? When you do this, here's where most guys go wrong. For those of you who stayed with me through this whole video, you're gonna have a leg up compared to 99% of guys because most of these guys are getting this totally wrong. What you wanna do is you wanna pick up the vibe right where you left off. So let's say this date and this interaction were to end. Okay, you must remove the constant need for text messaging and phone communication. And I know that this is so hard for a lot of you, but when you keep that constant communication where the flow of the conversation is staged, it truly makes a woman feel like it's so predictable. Okay, a woman's love grows in time apart from a man. Probably polar opposite of yours. Men's love oftentimes grows in time spent. The more days, weeks, months you spend with a woman, the more you're going to love her. For women, it's opposite. Her mind has to be at a point where she misses you. If you can get her to miss you, you're going to get her to want to pick up the vibe right where you left off. And those of you who struggle with inconsistent behavior from women, this is how you get positive behavior out of women every single time that you see them. Because notice, you are planting ideas in her head of safety and abundance. You've been complimenting her or rewarding, okay, the vibes and the moods and the attitudes that she's giving. You've provided good experiences and adventures. You live in a state of abundance, whether that be financially or just your mood and your expression. You're a man that feels like you have more than enough in this world. This is powerful to a woman. So here's what I can tell you. Those of you who stay till the end, you're going to love this because it ties all this together. Keep your silent skills silent. What does that mean? Keep your silent skills silent. Okay? This means the masculine traits you've had to build over the years: hard work, hustle, ambition, dedication, making money. A woman likes to watch that you have gained success from that, but in no way, shape, or form does a woman want to hear about all of that. Okay? A woman wants to just know that you have things under control, so keep your silent skills silent. Men who consistently talk about themselves and how hard they've had to work and how much they do every day, it's anti-seductive and it kills the mood. Okay? If you show that, like, hey, you have all these skills, and what I mean by silent skills is I really mean your masculinity. If you're good at making money, if you've struggled, for 5-10 years building business, if you've struggled in life to get to where you're at, cool. Just keep that silent. She will see that through demonstration, and she'll see that through where you're at in your career and whatnot, but you don't have to verbalize and express this, okay? Definitely don't talk about money or how much money you make or anything like that, right? She's going to get a good idea of like provisioning and protection for her by looking at maybe the apartment or the home that you live in, your ability to spend money on dates, right, and not even bat an eye, your ability to tip the server good without cringing and only writing $3 on there. Like, this is important stuff. So you want to demonstrate in life, you don't talk. Demonstrate as a man, don't talk about it. And when you do this, it's so powerful. If most guys could just encompass this element of play flirting and keeping that puppy love element between the man and a woman, you would have more happy relationships, you would have less cheating, you would have far more marriages even that are more successful, and this really is the seduction keys that a woman looks for. And the cool thing is you can learn and adapt this at any age, any height, any income level, any physique build. Like, it doesn't matter where you're at. These are things that really make a woman fall in love with the personality of a man. Because I'm going to tell you this, those of you guys who you think you're at some sort of disadvantage in life, I mean this. The amount of times where I've seen, like, let's say you're a really tall, good-looking guy. The amount of times I've seen a tall, good-looking guy get blown out of the water, like, a woman will say something like, I thought he was so hot, he was so good looking, just a gorgeous man, until he opened his mouth, and once he started talking, I wanted nothing to do with him. The amount of times I've heard things like that, it just goes to show women will fall in love with the internal of how a man actually can make her feel. And that's why if you can demonstrate these skills, you can do this at any age, any height, any income level, and you can really actually have a really great dating life. So I believe women add tons of benefit to your life. I believe women are amazing. The better I've got at dating and like coaching this, the more fun I've had with it. And I'm even at a point now in my career where it's like I love talking about this stuff so much, because as I've achieved probably some level of mastery and understanding, it's like the more guys I can help with this, like the more guys are going to get girlfriends, the more guys are going to have good, loving like relationships with sweet feminine women. And I don't care what anybody says, modern women today are still women. And you put the right thing in front of them, and what I've noticed is they all respond the exact same way. So if you like this video, hit the like button, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.